We're here at City Hall Chambers, Council Chambers, talking with a few friends from this past year's Citizens Academy 2022. And I've invited them back to talk a little bit about their experience with Citizens Academy and what they've learned, what they loved about it, and just to kind of encourage a new group of folks to participate in Citizens Academy this coming year. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, so Judy Lee is here with us, and her husband Doug Lee, and Rebecca Melton.
Hello.
So there we go. So we had a great time together, 12 sessions, and we went all over the city, and we talked about all sorts of things related to city government, and we learned a whole lot, didn't we?
We did.
And we had absolutely zero fun, didn't we?
No fun at all.
We had a great time, which is why we're here today and why we're talking together. So
We had an amazing time.
Absolutely.
Because we did so many amazing things, like I can't wait to talk about the fire department.
We'll talk about it. What did you love? I mean, was fire department one of the things that you really loved?
Yes, it was so fascinating, and when we were taken outside to actually see that gigantic fire engine, and then it was dark. We could see the moon though, and to see that ladder go up and then extend way up toward the moon.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, man, I would never climb that thing. In addition to the exhilaration of walking across the catwalk and doing it and being on the water tower and the gorgeous sunset, it was such a wonderful bonding experience to me, all of us out there.
Yes.
But I felt like we bonded as a class during the fire truck experience.
Oh, totally.
I agree with
that
you.
was
number
very
three?
bonding.
Was that number 3 or was
I think it was number 1.
2? No, because we went
Station
to...
Well, station 1, you're right.
We were here.
But session 3.
Session 3, I think
exactly.
it was. We were here first session.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the 3rd session.
Was that because we're bonding over fear of climbing this?
Fear is a good bond.
I think it was just the fact we were outside,
Yes.
it was unstructured.
Yes.
You know, so we had a chance to talk to each other and encourage them, you know, like,
Yeah.
come on, you can do it, that type
You're
thing.
right. That was
That's
hugely
what
bonding
started
that
us
night.
to
The
be,
first
like,
night
more bonded together.
when we were here at City Council, we were kind of like this.
Yeah,
And that second night,
I think we were at the...
we were just spontaneously.
Everyone was
just talking
new
up a
first night.
storm.
Exactly.
And that first night, I was thinking, this might be a bit of a stiff group of people. We don't know each other very well, and maybe the whole program is going to be a little on the stiff side. But it was jubilant, it was joyful,
Yes.
it was playful, but deadly serious.
As time goes on,
in what we
you get to know
learned.
people.
And that's
Exactly.
the thing, that's the beauty of this program, because they don't keep you just sitting at a table listening to someone talk. If they did that, we would never have this whole experience.
That's
seriously.
right.
So we're thinking about a couple of experiences. We mentioned fire
Right.
and we mentioned water. What are some other sessions that we did that kind of stood out in your mind?
The call center,
Call center.
that stood out for me.
We're
I
talking
was-
about the emergency services
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
call center. Oh,
Yeah.
right.
I was so impressed with the people that were answering the phones. They all had 3 big computer screens so they could track where ambulances were, rescue squads, well, same thing, fire engines.
Yeah.
What I got out of the program was an appreciation for how complex the city really is. If you look at, 16 operating departments, the relationship of those departments to the city manager, the relationship to council, to the relationship to the other legal entities within the city, like circuit court and all that sort of thing. And it really gave me a very, very important impression of how it all worked together. And again, I go back to how the people fit into these various groups, how they work together, and how competent they were in doing their job. I mean, and you it just comes out in their enthusiasm in the fire department, the police department, the call center, or other places that we visited. the enthusiasm of the employees was really, really important.
Right.
And I kind of thought about it also from a taxpayer's perspective. You know, many times people are like, well, they've raised my taxes and it's expensive, and you know, and you
Good
do
point.
wonder sometimes, like, why are my taxes out of the, you know, what in the world's
Right,
going on
right.
here?
What's it being used for?
What is it?
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. So then when you are in these sessions and you hear of all the things that are being done and the different agencies within the city, you're just kind of like, okay, now I can kind of at least understand a little bit as it relates to our taxes. They sent their leader for each agency to talk to us and spend as much time as they possibly could with us and listen to our questions. And you know, you just don't get that
And
opportunity
dialogue.
anymore. And you get the notebook that you brought that had that has, you know, all the resources for us if we wanted to, you know, like this. Yes, this is a huge resource.
Yeah.
It has their PowerPoint presentation and their contact information, and any concerns or questions that we may have, we can call back
Right.
and use that. Like, I
Right.
love that.
And I recognize that local government is tremendously important. That's where the rubber hits the road for citizens, filling the potholes, repairing bridges, et cetera, et cetera. What the city does is infinitely large, and I wanted to reinforce my political engagement. I love to watch city council meetings online. Before COVID, I would come in person, and I'd like to get back to that. But to really know the city officials and appreciate the complexity of running a city. And I'm just so grateful that I did that.
That's wonderful.
The city is not so daunting now. We know who to talk to. We know what each department does. I would pick up the phone and call the chief of police if I felt I had something
Yeah.
really worthwhile to say or to contribute to
Yes.
what he was wrestling with. So that's a very helpful part of this program also.
It was extraordinarily meaningful on every level. Getting to know the people in the group was so meaningful. It was great. It's great to see you two again
Likewise.
tonight.
I agree.
And I love knowing the people in the city, the city council members, city manager, chief of police, et cetera, et cetera. It's fun to recognize them on TV, have a feeling about them. And I just appreciate every job in the city so much better when I see the garbage truck come up the street and they start dumping out cans. If I can, I'll run out the door and wave to them and say thank you and 2 thumbs up, and they'll wave back.
That sounds just like you, Judy.
I can see it
I
already.
want them to
Road
know
running
that I
down the street.
value
Yeah, yeah.
their jobs. Every job is valuable.
Yes.
And I want to appreciate every city worker.
Awesome.
And
Wonderful.
this program helped me with that.
That's wonderful. Rebecca, how about you?
I love this because, again, you were able to identify who to go to,
Yeah.
and you were able to see how they interact with others, so that makes you feel a little more comfortable
Yeah.
engaging or having that conversation, or feeling like, you know what, I'm going to call them. Like you said, I'm going to call the chief of police and say, hey, can we talk about this particular thing? And I know that he would be like, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And fire and circuit court. and
Right,
all.
I'm using him as an example.
Exactly.
But I feel like, yes, you could have those conversations with those heads of agencies here and feel quite confident that they would talk with you in a more meaningful way.
Yeah.
So this was a very valuable course for me. In fact, I even told my friends that don't live in this city, and I said, hey, y'all need to look on your website and find out if you have this type of program in your city, and do it. It is valuable information you learn.
That's good. That's
So,
good encouragement.
Yes.
How about you, Doug? Final thoughts?
I would like to encourage more and more folks to attend the Academy. First of all, the city puts a lot of effort in
They do.
to having a program that's really meaningful and helpful. And it's a shame to not have the program fully subscribed whenever it's offered. So it's a wonderful thing. It really is a good opportunity to get more in touch with how things work around
That's
here.
wonderful.
I agree with you on that.
All right.
I encourage people to attend.
Amen. All right. Thank you again, Judy,
you.
Rebecca, and Doug. I appreciate your time today. And thank you for watching. And we hope that you will look more into Citizens Academy program. And have a good day.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josh.